All right, well, it was a beautiful morning for some aspiring young football players who learned some basic football tactics and life skills. Not to mention the lessons came from pros in the National Football League. WCBI's Chad Groening has the latest from today's camp.
These kids were really put through their paces. They honed their physical and agility skills and got a chance to learn the proper techniques of throwing and catching a football. The Boys and Girls Club's All-Star Football Camp was for ages 6 to 12.
We were approached by Buffalo Wild Wings. Dak Prescott had worked with Buffalo Wild Wings in Dallas to do something similar, and we were approached to raise money for bleachers for our Haven Acres Club, and we are just thrilled, and we got a ton of great volunteers that have pulled all these former MSU, Ole Miss, University of Memphis players together, former NFL players.
Marcus Gary is a community outreach coordinator for the city of Tupelo, who played for Tupelo High School, Itawamba Community College, and the University of Memphis.
They'll learn skills like teamwork, confidence building, motivational speakers. The guys will be here to motivate and inspire the kids. At that age, that young of age, they can do anything they want to. They can make this turn and be the best at that. They can make that turn and be the best at it. So we just want to grab them, inspire them, and lead them in the right direction, and the rest will be history from there.
And these kids got to learn from men who have reached the highest level of professional football. Russell Copeland played wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills and appeared in a Super Bowl.
When you look at it, I'm from Tupelo, and I lived in the projects. I lived in an urban community, and just being able to come back and give it to the kids and just tell them that I came from the same similar situations, and I was able to stay focused. I was able to run with the right people, leadership. I had some great coaches, and I listened to my mentors, and I also was able to get my grades, get my schoolage to be able to go on to college. And so I think you need that. I think you need to look at someone who has come from the same similar situations and say, hey, look what he has been able to do, and I can be able to do the same type of similar situations.
And former Mississippi State standout Jonathan Banks was also an inspiration for these kids as an active NFL cornerback with the Chicago Bears.
It feels great, man. All these kids look up to me, always ask me for my autographs on pictures, but just showing what hard work is all about. I came from pretty much nothing. I come from a little small town called Maven, Mississippi. I grew up, it was rough, but I made it out. Just show them no matter what your situation is, there's always a way. Trust in God, trust the process, and make it happen.
And these mentors want the camp participants to understand that life is much more than football. Chad Groening, WCBI News, Tupelo.
The Boys and Girls Clubs of North Mississippi hopes to eventually sponsor their own football youth team to play teams from other clubs around the state. Meanwhile, WCBI was a sponsor for today's event.